Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Don't face that court alone. Let the Wise Man team get you back on the road. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call the Wise Man team at Wise Man Lawyers.
Alright, today I'm at Maroochydore Magistrates Court on the Sunshine Coast. Pretty serious matter today. Client was charged with driving under the influence of a drug, so ice. So he wasn't driving with it in his system, he was driving under the influence, meaning he was high on drugs. He was driving a prime mover, so a truck and trailer, and he left the highway and had a single vehicle collision, hitting a tree, and the truck caught on fire. So basically, if you're gonna stuff up, that's the worst way you could possibly do it, short of injury and fatality. So obviously he was in a lot of trouble. He had previous history of drug driving. It was only 2015 that he was charged with driving with a relevant drug present. So just to reiterate, there's two forms of drug driving. There's the lesser charge of driving with a relevant drug present, meaning that you've consumed it the day prior or whatever, depending on the drug, a day prior, or sometimes further off in the distance than that. So you're no longer high or under the influence, but there's residue in your system. You've been intercepted and it's found present. They don't specify an amount, they just say, yes, it's in your system, therefore you're driving with a relevant drug present. Penalty wise, it's the equivalent of low range drink driving. And then the other type of drug driving is under the influence of a drug, meaning you're literally high on drugs and literally under the influence. Penalty wise, again, it's the equivalent of high range drink driving. So disqualification wise, there's no maximum. Worst case is a lifetime loss of licence. But the facts today made this about me avoiding imprisonment rather than saving his licence. So it was less about his licence, more about making sure he and I left the courtroom together and that he could go home to his wife. Again, high on ice, driving a prime mover, coming off the highway, hitting a tree, bursting into flames, pretty serious stuff. The first thing I did was prepare detailed written submissions of the relevant case law. As I said, if this became a hostile matter in the courtroom where there was a strong push for actual imprisonment, I would have been having to dig deep and metaphorically, of course, kick and scream. But rather than just kicking and screaming, I needed to have the case law summarised in a succinct fashion to hand up to the magistrate. So there was three key cases where, in my opinion, the offending was as bad and the charges were as bad, where those particular persons didn't actually go to jail. So as I said, I did about a 10-page written submission summarising that case law. Got my client to do the reformatory course that we get all of our clients to do, and obviously I prepared detailed oral submissions which I verbally made in support of the other submissions that I prepared in the document. So again, my job was keeping him out of jail as opposed to losing his licence. Short version is I was successful in doing that. So the magistrate was satisfied that the disqualification and fine only was appropriate. So there was no imprisonment, suspended or otherwise. There was no probation, nothing like that. Disqualification and fine. Given everything that I've said about the seriousness of the matter, the previous in 2015, the fact that he was under the influence on ice, driving a truck, coming off the highway, having a crash, the lowest I was able to persuade the magistrate to go down to was 15 months, so not jail, 15 months loss of licence, which, to be frank, given the circumstances, is quite reasonable. But as I've said in previous ride-along videos, when my job's about avoiding jail, I don't go trying to get the lowest possible disqualification as well. If the magistrate indicates that my client's leaving with me today, I'll leave it at that. That said, I do obviously make it clear to the magistrate the difficulties that my clients are going to suffer whilst without a licence, but I don't take take my eye off the prize and end up getting a ridiculously short disqualification with a jail sentence. That'd be stupid. But anyway, so short version, no jail, no probation, disqualification and fine only, 15-month loss of licence, modest fine, client's relieved, wife's relieved. I'm Andrew Wiseman, thanks for watching.
Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call the